Hi, Phil Schoenberg, Fastpitch Power. In tribute to the teams that made it to the College World Series, and not just the two finalists, but all the teams who worked so hard to get there, and especially the pitchers, because at Fastpitch Power, we're all about the 8-foot circle, who helped their teams tremendously to get to a position where they could possibly win a national championship. We're going to do a post, we're going to do it in two parts, about consistency. Consistency is what separates the outstanding from the good or even the very good. If you can consistently command the strike zone with maximum speed, consistency being the key, then you're going to be a very successful pitcher. Now, when I say maximum speed, we've talked about this before, that's different for every pitcher. Maximum speed for a certain pitcher could be 59 miles an hour. Maximum speed for another pitcher, as you saw in the College World Series, could be 73 or 74 miles per hour. But it's the consistency in being able to command those pitches that's going to make you a great pitcher. What we find is very difficult, especially for our young pitchers, and even up to our first year or second year advanced pitchers, is the relationship between execution and consistency. So I was working the other day with one of our intermediate pitchers, and she went through her drill sequence fine, and she went through her pitching back in the 8-foot circle when we tell them to just start throwing fastballs, killer fastballs, what we like to call them, maximum speed fastballs, I don't care where the ball goes, okay? So she's working on those pitches and doing fine. Then I said, okay, now I want you to throw 2 balls on the inside corner of the plate and 2 balls on the outside corner of the plate. She goes into her motion and does this. And the ball goes low and inside, it bounces before it gets to the plate, and it squirts off to the side. So I said, hit your spot. And she said, well, yes, I tried to hit my spot, but I wasn't able to do it. So I said, well, where is your spot? And she said, well, my spot is on the inside corner of the plate. That's what you told me. So I said, no, that's not your spot. That's the ball spot. So she said, well, I don't understand. What's the difference? So I said, well, there's a very big difference. I said, that ball is going to leave your hand somewhere, if you're pitching from 43 feet, somewhere between 40 and 36 feet away from the batter. She said, yeah. So I said, well, once that ball has left your hand, do you have any control over it at that point? She said, no. I said, right. You do not have any control over it. So how do you make sure that you hit your spot? What is your spot? Where is your spot? And she was a little confused by the question that I was asking, and most of our advanced pitchers know the answer to that question. My universe as a pitcher exists right here within the frame of my body. When I come off the pitching rubber and stride into what we call power K position, which is where my pitch begins, I have now created a throw zone that is pointing at where I want the ball to go. Location, ball's spot. My spot is where my hand ends up. My spot is at the end of the throw zone without mechanical breakdown. So if I'm throwing a fastball on the inside corner of the plate, right now you can't really see, but I am set up with my finger pointing at the inside corner of the plate in perfectly balanced power K position. My throw zone, therefore, is pointing at that inside corner. My spot is the end of that throw zone, which is a straight line down from my extended outstretched glove as quickly as I can possibly get there. So if I hit my spot, which is the end of my throw zone, within the frame of my body, if I hit my spot back here in my universe, and I did not allow my throw zone to move from where I directed it and where I landed, my ball is going to its spot. The difference between destination, which is where my hand ends up in the throw zone, and location, which is where the ball ends up in the catcher's glove. Now, in this particular case, this pitcher never made it to her spot. She heard inside corner, and instead of just letting the ball go and getting down to the end of her throw zone, she tried to guide the ball to the plate. Her hand never made it to the end of the throw zone, her spot, and therefore her ball never made it to its spot. Once again, the ball leaves your hand, you no longer have any control over it. It's only if you have done what you're supposed to do within the frame of your body that you're going to develop that consistency in control and command when trying to hit your spots. And we are big proponents at Fast Pitch Power of throwing fastballs to set up other pitches. But you cannot throw a fastball unless you can hit your spot with that fastball. And the same thing holds true for movement pitches. I have a spot for my movement pitches as well. Whether it's a curveball, a screwball, a drop ball, a rise ball, I have a spot that I have to hit. And that spot is at the end of the throw zone, shaped like that particular pitch. Now, when we're doing some of our drills, especially our transition drills, there are three primary spots. The three primary spots that we need to hit are reach. That's spot number one. Okay? I need to hit that spot. One, I'm balanced. Both of my hands are covering my target. My stride foot is extended toward my target. Track. That's spot number two. Now I have created my throw zone and land in balanced, perfect power K position with my glove hand pointing at where I want that ball to go, and therefore my throw zone, that's spot number two. And spot number three, end of my throw zone, without that throw zone ever having moved, without mechanical breakdown, without stopping, without bending, without leaning, without twisting. If I do that and I pointed my throw zone at where I want that ball to go and didn't move it, and I get to the end of it, there's a very good chance my ball is going to hit its spot with maximum speed and control. Next post, we're going to talk about economy of motion. This was the relationship between consistency and execution. And the next part of this is going to be the relationship between economy of motion and being able to develop that consistency. I hope that this has been useful. Love to hear your comments. Talk to you next time.